Won't hold you very long. You were talking about events that.
I'm sorry, Mr. Afrika, you just suspended for 6 months.
Yes.
6:30 to January 9th.
Okay. You were talking about having I guess, a representation at these various events that are coming up. I'd like to announce another event that's coming up on November 19th at 6:30 p.m. at the Eugene Woods Civic Auditorium. Civic Center, I get them confused. We're having our annual Freedom Fund banquet. We expect probably at least 350 people. We probably have more, but that's about all the place to hold. But the Democratic Central Committee could purchase a table so that we could explain to the people what the Democratic Party stands for. I believe our tables are $40, and that comes with the free meal and free entrance. Of course, if you bring anybody else, they're going to have to pay a $25 or $30 ticket, depending on whether you buy it before or at the door. So booths, tables of 8 are $200. So if you have an event,
What was $40?
$40 is to have a table, a vendor table. Yeah, at the event. What I was explaining is that the cost for tables are $200, so, and they'll seat 8. So if you are running for office or a church or an organization, if you want to have a presence there, you can buy a table. Tickets are $25, $30 at the door. We will have live music. We will have a male fashion show. We'll have good food, and it'll be a good festive time. And at the end of the program, for those of you who are good at the electric slide, or in some communities you call it line dancing, some of those other dances, you have an opportunity to do that. There will be no alcohol served. We don't do alcohol. You can have some at home after if you want. It's okay. I'd like to ask a question though. What does the Democratic Party stand for, and why would I want to be a part of it? That's a question that you need to ask yourself, and so that you'll be able to answer that when you talk to people. I asked this question, I think I may have asked this to Mr. Jones back a couple of months ago during the election, when we witnessed a violent vitriolic attack on Mr. Darden in the paper and from various other sources. And I said, well, if I'm a Democrat, oh yes ma'am, in the paper dogged him out. And several other people dogged him out. He came under all kinds of attack. I said, well, where is this coming from? It was called incompetent. He had a mediocre opinion. All kinds of things were said. I said, where's, and the word was going around, well, we want to get rid of him. Well, what is he doing? And it turns out that the Secretary of State's office was asked to come in and investigate. They found no wrongdoing and actually gave him an accommodation. As a matter of fact, Ms. Adcock, I believe, is with the Elections Division, and the young man is the assistant. I can't recall his name at the moment, but I spoke to him personally. And I remember in that first special election you had, and I hope I've called it the right thing, he said, I'll give you between a B+ and A- on your work here. So I never understood that, but what I was concerned about, if I'm a Democrat, and y'all talked about signing a pledge to be a Democrat, if I'm a Democrat with you, then I would think that you would defend me. I didn't see that. What happened to the defense? Now, you get a chance to put 2 people on the election commission, am I right?
Yes.
Or from the Democratic Party.
Yes.
What was the support? As a matter of fact, when there's an opportunity to allow the same people that you selected to serve on that body, you don't want to give him or her or it the authority to hire the people to work for it. So tell me again, why am I going to be a Democrat in Crittenden County? What's the advantage to me? Second thing, the NAACP again is an advocate organization. We advocate for civil rights and equal protection under the law. So that's part of what we do. That's sometimes annoying to folk who don't want to see those things done. I understand that. I don't have a problem with that. We are in support of a proposed ordinance at the county and city level to create a commission. It's called a Human and Civil Rights commission. Now, I think that's in line with Democratic ideals, since the Democratic Party was the one that I think was responsible for much of the civil rights legislation that we saw during the 60s and perhaps at even later times. So we are attempting to get, we'd like to get a position from this body on it and have it support the Human and Civil Rights Commission as we go forth in a vigorous campaign to allow people to know what it's about. And just very simply, it is designed to serve as oversight for law enforcement infractions, to deal with race and sex discrimination cases in terms of hiring and promotions and disciplinary actions. I think most of us know that we've got some problems in those areas. For instance, we have 77 police officers in West Memphis, 8 are black, 67%, 68, 66% black population. That's an issue. That's a Democratic issue, and I think the Democratic Party should be concerned about the civil rights of the people in the community. On the fire department, we've got 14 blacks out of, I believe, 63 or so employees. Now, that's just getting into the goal. How many blacks do you have serving as department heads in West Memphis? When you come into the courthouse, it's despicable. How many black faces do you see? Now, a whole number of reasons why that and other things occur, but I think that if you're serious, if you are, about being a Democrat, then I think we ought to hear from you. What do you got to say about that? Will you support that? And if not, then why would someone want to be a Democrat in Crittenden County? So it's a fair question. So I'm actually not condemning you, I'm actually challenging you to step up to the plate and do something, other than getting mad at me for saying it. Okay, because that's neither here nor there anyway. So those are my questions. I've announced to you an upcoming event. We invite you to purchase a table or booth, as you call it, and we also have, you can take out ads. And if you want to find out more about that, you can check with on our Facebook. It's Our View, WM, NAACP. I'm sure some of you are not interested, some maybe. That's your choice. You can check with me. I'm Shabaka Afrika. You can check with me. I'm at the store every day. As a matter of fact, if any of you have any questions about NAACP or the things that we stand for, please feel free to ask. I'm not going to bite you. Hope you don't bite me. Also, you can talk to Ms. Pat Henderson. She is the treasurer of the NAACP and is the chairperson for that banquet. I thank you for your time and your consideration. I hope that you will hear these words the way that I presented them, and we'll be talking to you again, and thank you so much.